boy. Invite. Okay. Oh. Oh no. Oh, here we go. Oh, wait. Oh, there we go. Yay!
Hi!
Hi. Let me turn these things off because it's very distracting.
Oh, yeah. Oh, all the notifications. Oh, same.
Yeah.
Same with us.
If we, someone needs to tell me how.
Oh my gosh. What are you trying to do?
You mean those chats down below?
Yeah, I'm trying to make it go away.
I think you can.
Oh. Turn off commenting.
Oh. Okay, we've turned it off.
It's because it's too much, and people come in and ask the wrong question. So we're gonna.
Here you go.
It's nice to see you guys.
Oh, so nice to see you.
I actually have makeup on every time you see me. I'm always look like not my best.
No, you look wonderful all the time. Loving this pink too.
Yeah, the pink is so cute.
It's
I know, it feels like we haven't seen you forever, but it's only been a few weeks.
I know, a couple weeks, and now thanks for chatting with me about good old Reiki.
Yeah, thank you so much. We're so excited to be here.
I know a lot of people are really interested since I've talked about my mastery, kind of what Reiki is and why and how I ended up on that journey. So I'm excited to talk about it.
Yeah, we're so excited. Where do we even begin? There's so much we could talk
Well,
about.
introduce yourselves first.
Yeah, okay, I guess. That's right. People don't actually know who we are, but yeah, so go for it, Lexi.
So I'm Lex, and this is Giulia.
Nice one. Yeah, I'm Giulia, and together we are the Luminaries, and Gibson has joined us as well, so we've got our little friend.
Yeah, so we, obviously we teach.
Oh, the dogs unite. There
I
we
know.
go.
He's always around. I know, you got to be patient for a bit.
Oh, the sweetest.
So cute. So yeah, we, just to let everybody know what we do, we obviously teach Reiki courses, and we're lucky enough to teach Lily, and we're really excited to dive into your experience and your journey and just find out more from you about what you received from it and how you're doing.
Yeah,
I think would you give a broad definition of Reiki to those who don't know?
totally.
Absolutely. And we were even going to ask you how you interpret Reiki, or what it means to you as well, but excuse me, do you want to give like a
synopsis
definition?
Go for it. You sound like you're ready.
Well, excuse me, sorry, I'm just recovering from a cold. So Reiki is a energy healing modality. So it's very powerful yet gentle. And so if you have ever received Reiki before, you know that it's super relaxing. It's hands-on as well as hands-off. That's kind of how it goes. And it gives you kind of access to your intuition and spirituality, and it's basically like we all have life force energy flowing through us, so it just helps to really balance, relax anything that's kind of out of order in your system. So
Totally.
anything off balance gets cleared.
Yeah, and it helps you to be your most authentic self. And that, I mean, that's a big concept, but really it supports you to live your life on that top end of the vibrational chart. So how to be aligned with the energy of unconditional love and peace and all those things that for some of us or most of us, it is really difficult to feel and embody that day to day because we have a lot of struggles and limiting beliefs, and backgrounds of potentially trauma. So Reiki is this beautiful, safe energy modality that allows us to come into our own power and to learn how to really heal ourselves, which is just super cool and super empowering. And yeah, that's what we love to support our students with, is how to step into your light and your power and help you to learn a tool to help you do that on your own, which is just so amazing.
I think when people ask me what Reiki is, my kind of go-to short definition is, I say, okay, well, we're all made out of energy and we're all energetic beings. And Reiki is the process of basically healing any stuck energy in your body and making you feel more aligned within yourself. And people know what chakras are, but like, I think, and I'm still don't have a perfect definition for it, but it's a very gentle way of, gentle is a good word. It's a gentle way of manipulating your energy or someone else's energy for the betterment of yourself. Is betterment a word?
I feel like it is. That resonated with us. It's like,
okay. Yeah. And so that's kind of the definition I give when people ask what it is. But
love it.
But fire away. You're for me.
Well, I think we and all of our audience, I'm sure, were, I think, first wanting to ask, like, what specifically called you to Reiki and Reiki training specifically? Because you're such a beautiful spiritual being and you've done so much self-work. So what was it about Reiki and Reiki training that really spoke to you to support you in your life?
I think my introduction to Reiki happened about 5 years ago, maybe more. The makeup artist on Riverdale seasons 1 and 2 that I was working with, Erin McKenzie, is a Reiki master, and I don't think I knew what the heck that was. I'd never heard that word before, and I don't remember her exact definition of it, but I remember going through some hard times in the first 2 seasons, like, adjusting to everything and personal stuff going on, and she offered one day to do Reiki on me, and I am always and have always been very open-minded, so I said sure. And I remember she always had like bracelets on, so every time she would move around I would like hear her bracelets jingling, and it became like a nice comforting noise actually. But so she stood behind me when I was getting my makeup done, or we paused for a second and she did it. And she would call it giving me a blast. She'd be like, I'll give you a blast of Reiki. That was how she worded it. But so she stood behind me and put her hands above my head and then moved down to my shoulders and then moved down to my heart. And I remember the first time it happened feeling this intense heat from her hands and I thought that was like, I was like, okay, well, that's heat coming from her. And she's like, no, it's coming from you. Like, it's my hands are feeling your energy basically. And I just remember feeling so kind of spacey after I had gotten it done. I felt like a little, not loopy, but a little just like, whoa, what just happened? And I was so interested in it from then on. And the idea of being a Reiki master was kind of like, whoa, that's like a big title. What a cool thing to call yourself. And to be honest, I hadn't really done anything with it for a couple years. I let her do Reiki on me when the opportunity came about and I was feeling really emotionally stuck or in pain. She would put her hand over my heart and help me, and it was always a really wonderful experience. And then really in 2020, when the world came crashing down and I went on my big enlightenment spiritual journey, I was actually in quarantine in Vancouver getting ready to go back to filming season 4. And somehow, some way, your Instagram page. I think it was either the Luminaries page or Lex's page, and it popped up, and I was like, oh, I actually have wanted to look into Reiki for such a long time. I don't know how the process works, but it's something I'm really interested in. And what a better time than now when I can't travel in and out of Canada and when I'm going to be filming here all season, like something that I can do for myself. And I was still very much on a journey of wanting to get deeper into my spirituality, but also just the idea of healing. And I think, you know, seeing your page and coming across it and seeing terms and phrases like you can heal yourself. Okay, Milo, you're click-clacking all over the place. that concept of being able to heal yourself felt very intriguing to me as someone who likes to be in control of a lot of things. I'm like, oh, I don't want to always look to outside sources to help me. I don't want to always, you know, have to consistently go to therapy for the rest of my life. If I can like take breaks, and I love therapy though, but I wanted, I guess, maybe to feel a little bit more hands-on in my own process. And it was a very serendipitous time. I think it came in at always, everything comes at the right time, and your page just so happened to come into my life. And then I think I direct messaged one of you and was like, hey, can I be your student? And then we started.
That's the truth, isn't it?
We started, and it was, I don't even remember, was it two levels and then the mastery?
Yeah, you got it.
You go through level 1, level 2, and then your mastery course. So there were 3 courses total, and I did them over the span of 2 years. So I really took my time.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I feel that it happened when it needed to happen in my life, and I'm so thankful that now I have the Reiki Mastery under my belt, and now I get to just have that. And it's you know, because I would start off saying like, okay, well, yeah, I'm learning Reiki. I've done like level 1 and 2, and no one knew what the hell that meant. So now to just say, oh, I'm a Reiki master is like a nice little cherry on top.
Yeah, it's a big deal to be a Reiki master, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for sharing all of that. I think it's really relatable for a lot of the audience too, just like going through, especially just the therapy journey. Again, like we are big advocates of therapy, love it. But sometimes it does feel like you just want to take things into your own hands and have that tool for yourself so that you're not reliant on somebody else. So that you can, you know, if you feel anxious or low, you know that you can find that just like that home or that inner peace or that inner guidance within. And if you don't mind us saying, we remember from the training that you mentioned feeling a sense of inner peace, which is like, how incredible is that, right? We all search for that.
Yeah, and I think my journey into Reiki was also my desire to feel grounded and get it, you know, I think the beginning of the pandemic and really being in lockdown forced a lot of people into a situation where we were faced with ourselves, and you could either run away or you could really look at yourself hard. And I really wanted to do that, and I wanted to lean into that. And the concept of learning how to do Reiki to me felt like a very beautiful opportunity to get to know myself better, but also to just feel really grounded in who I am and figure out who I am. And it was a really, like, I do think of Reiki as kind of the foundation of that I built spirituality on. And so I feel really lucky to have that. But I also think that there's a lot of people who, especially now, you know, TikTok is a great example. Like, a lot of my feed is spiritual stuff because that's just what I'm into. But I know there's a lot of people out there who really identify manifestation and healing and crystals and, you know, energy work, but they don't quite know maybe how to fully get into it. And I feel personally that Reiki is a really beautiful and like very purposeful and forever beneficial thing to step into if you're trying to go into that space. And it's so interesting how, since I've done Reiki and all of the spiritual work that I've been doing over the last couple of years, you naturally invite that energy in. And so it is, in a way, sort of, you can think of like a real life algorithm in a way. You know, when you're watching, when you're searching up spiritual TikToks on your TikTok, you're going to get a lot of spiritual stuff come up. But then when in real life you're actually practicing Reiki and you're focusing on yourself and manifesting, like those things, those opportunities and situations and people who are like-minded come naturally into your life. And so I think that's been a really beautiful thing since my Reiki process started. The people that I've met and the connections that I've made, and it's just so interesting. Even I think, like, I wear, you know, my tattoo that has my eye, you know, representative of my intuition and my third eye. Even noticing other people's tattoos and what they wear, and someone has a crystal around their neck, it's just sort of a, oh, you're I mean, sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. Some people just like crystals, and that's fine, but it can be a sort of a gateway to, oh, like, I see you. And it feels like a community is being built and it's getting bigger. And I see that on social media, and I see that in the people that are super interested in Reiki and what we do. And that was just a really, like, a rant and not a question.
No, loved it. That was so great.
And on.
I feel like you already started mentioning it when you were sharing all those beautiful things, but maybe if you could share, like, what have you noticed other than what you just shared has really shifted in a positive way since your decision to do Reiki training? Because it's also very unique. A lot of people do sessions first, and you chose the avenue of doing your training, which is so amazing. And I think it would probably be awesome for people to hear, like, what specifically has shifted for you since that.
Well, I think it's, but even people, you know, when they find out I do Reiki, they go, oh, you can do it on yourself?
Yeah.
Like, get confused, and they're like, I don't know how this works. And I'm like, it's magic. But but yeah, so you first learn to do it on yourself, and then you learn to do it on others. But I think that takes people by surprise. They don't expect that's how it goes. But I think since doing, you know, having the Reiki journey, it has been, especially since my mastery, I think my whole life have struggled with depression and anxiety, and not that is, you know, immediately cured, but I do feel since the Reiki mastery, it's really been a solid, it really has sort of put a beautiful bow on my journey of self-love and also self-fulfillment. Fulfillment was the one thing that I talked about with you both when we were doing the mastery, how I really was looking to feel fulfilled on my own without trying to fill a void, without trying to look for people to come in and make me feel better. And Reiki itself is this idea that you can give yourself everything that you're looking for. And so the mastery has really been truly kind of accepting that I am whole and I am fulfilled on my own, and to really feel that and walk with that in my daily life. And also to, you know, you see the phrase, like, I do not chase, I attract. And you're like, okay, that's like some witchy girl on saying that, but it is really true. And I think it's caused me to stop seeking. I don't feel like a seeker anymore. And I really was, especially like a year ago, even 6 months ago, kind of seeking for people or places or things to heal me or to help me or nurture me. And then the mastery has been a really beautiful landing spot that I've arrived to, where it's, no, I can actually give myself everything. And I've been dedicated to taking the time out of my day to really give myself that attention and energy, by doing Reiki on myself every day, which has been really a beautiful practice, and doing it to some of my co-stars who, when they're dealing with something, they want to receive some healing energy, and to feel that I'm someone who can do that is really special.
Wow. So beautiful. I was tearing up when you were talking about that. Everything is just so powerful.
Yeah, I think what you're sharing again is what people search for their whole lives, to feel fulfillment and to feel like you don't have to anxiously search outside of yourself, that you have always had the power within. Like, you're a very powerful soul. You've always had it. And sometimes it just takes clearing some energy and finding that access point, like finding your light. And we always talk about it in our training program, but it's all about your authentic self.
Yeah.
Right? Like feeling like you, who you truly are, and not needing approval or anything from the outside world. So yeah, we're so happy for you that you, and it doesn't mean, I'm sure you would agree, like, it doesn't mean that you don't have hard days or you feel anxious sometimes or depressed. Like, that doesn't magically go away with Reiki. We're not trying to claim that, but it does give you that tool.
Yeah.
Right?
It does. And it feels like a security that you're not just kind of floating through the void, like, you know, going somewhere. It's sort of like it's a you got this kind of feeling within you that you can rely on. And that's a really powerful thing to come back to always when I am having, because I do have hard days and I do have hard periods of my life, and I still struggle with a million other things, but knowing that I can come home at the end of the day, and or even, you know, during lunch on set, sometimes turn on some music from YouTube, like healing music, and then give myself some Reiki and kind of feel like, whew, I can reset myself. But I did see some good questions that I feel would be for you guys to answer.
For us, okay.
One of them being, how long was the process of becoming a Reiki master? Was a question. And so I feel like maybe, can you guys explain the process of how, at least with your program, you teach?
Yeah, absolutely. Our program is really unique. So in the sense that we train our students from level 1 through mastery all in one full program. And so if you wanted to do your mastery, we would train you in 1 and 2 and mastery over the course of 8 weeks. And usually when you do your mastery, it goes over 3 days, but we really believed in supporting our students through a much longer continuum to be able to facilitate, like, there's so much deep healing that happens, and we just felt like 3 days is not enough to hold people's hands lovingly through something so transformational. So we do that through a longer period, and then we have a full online curriculum that they can have those resources for forever and keep receiving that gift over and over again.
But then, you know, for example, I took 2 years.
Well, it's, some people, it's like, sorry, go ahead.
So it can be kind of at, you know, you don't have to take level 1, level 2, and then your Reiki mastery all back to back.
Yeah, well, we've been teaching this now for about 5 years, and we have just found that momentum is really important for a lot of people. So to have the community to practice with, and to have a partner or people that understand what you're going through, because it is a healing process when you're going through your level 1, your level 2, and especially mastery, as you know, with all those multiple ceremonies that you receive. So so that's why we like to teach it in a closer sort of proximity together. And then we do require practice time, right? Like you remember from training, practicing on, because Reiki can be done virtually and over distance and time. So we do require practice hours, and to actually leave feeling like you are confident and you can use it on yourself and others. And that's just really important to us. We don't just want people to sign up and put another certificate on their wall. Like this is a life-changing tool if you choose to use it and you choose to honor it and practice, that it can truly change your life. So yeah, we that's kind of how we do it now.
You can take I don't remember what I was gonna say. You can take as long as you want to do your mastery if you're out there and like, oh, I want to just try this on and do a level 1 class. But like Lex said, we just find that then people just kind of fall off and they don't actually use the tools as much. In the way that we've designed our program, we see such success and transformation in people's lives because it's all in one experience, and then we're with you the whole time through that journey, instead of like leaving someone after level 1 and not seeing them for 2 years. It's just like, we don't feel like people get the amount of support they need with that. So you can choose to take it over whatever timeline you want, always. And we think that we're biased, but we think that our way is, just the way that we wanted to have our Reiki mastery done. So that's kind of what we created it to be.
Yeah.
Nice. Good. Thorough.
I was like, we just
a long answer.
No, it's good. And people are asking why I turned my comments off, and it's like, because we're not here to talk about Riverdale. We're here to talk about, sometimes we talk about other things. And I appreciate those who are tuned in to listen about this process.
Thank you, by the way. Thank you so much to everybody who's tuning in to listen, because obviously the three of us are really, really passionate about this, and it's not to like proselytize or force it on anybody, but we just know that it's changed our lives. It's changed yours. And so we want to do everything we can to be able to share it. It's just like, that's why we started teaching in the first place. Yeah. And for you to be able to share it on set or with your friends, it's such a beautiful gift, and it is a ripple effect through the world.
It's just the purest thing too. You're channeling basically love and peace, and it's an energy that we need more than ever in the world to support world peace and to support the healing, and to be able to have that within yourself and channel that for you, like the ripple effect that you create in other people's lives just from you is so huge. And then being able to share that with others, like, it's just massive, the impact that it makes. So
and I have a lot of people who really appreciate whenever I speak up about mental health problems. Bless you.
Bless you, my love.
Bless you.
Whenever I'm open about mental health, and I think honestly Reiki has just naturally been it just kind of for me has gone not fully hand in hand, but Reiki has been a really helpful part of my journey. And I would think if whoever has the opportunity to, maybe if you don't want to become a Reiki master yourself, but to look into receiving Reiki, in place of maybe getting a massage one day, you could try a Reiki session. And they're usually, in every city you can find someone who practices Reiki, and or even craniosacral therapy, which is also something incredibly interesting to me that I've done, or touch therapy, or something that helps you move the energy in your body. I think more and more people are becoming really interested in meditation and the idea of what that means in manifestation. But I think if you want to deep dive, I think Reiki is a really wonderful thing that I would suggest, obviously, to the people listening to look into, if this is truly, if you're on a path of healing and maybe don't know what your next step is, maybe implementing this kind of treatment is what's going to help you in your next stage of spiritual growth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautifully said.
It really is like elevated meditation. It's the next level of meditation.
And one question that was asked was, what's the difference, like Reiki and meditation? She said, do you think there are big differences between Reiki and meditation in general? Could you explain?
Right. Beautiful.
Yeah, that is a great question. Yeah, and there are differences, and they also can go hand in hand. So we always recommend that you meditate still, like every single day. Meditation can truly change your whole day around, change your mental state. It's so powerful, and adding in Reiki to that can really enhance it, because Reiki you can feel physically, spiritually, emotionally. It can open your, if people are familiar, like your third eye, your intuition, your sense of vision and self-understanding. So Reiki does, it's, again, like you said, it's hard to explain the feeling in the body, but it truly can shift energy like really quickly. So again, like we mentioned before, you could be feeling really anxious one day, and just sitting in this certain meditation that we have in Reiki called Gasho, that obviously you're familiar with, sitting in that meditation for just a few minutes, just channeling the life force energy, just feeling your own energy, observing that can shift your whole vibration, your whole state within minutes. Like it doesn't require a whole lot, and that's the beauty of Reiki. It's pretty fast moving.
Well, it's different too. Like a lot of people find meditation really challenging because it's all about, you know, holding space for your thoughts and not letting your mind wander off with all of those thoughts. And so it's more a practice of quieting the mind. And Reiki is similar but different because we're working with energy. So it's not about quieting the mind necessarily. It's about tuning into an energy source that's going to help transform and transmute any of those negative thoughts or the energies that are feeling really heavy. So if you had anxiety and you're trying to meditate, that's going to be a lot more challenging than if you have anxiety and you have Reiki and you can just tune into this energy source and go, you know, please support me with this anxiety. You put your hands on the part of your body that has it, you channel the Reiki there. That's vastly different. And as a person who struggles with anxiety, that's what really called me to Reiki, is that there's this tool where I'm empowered to heal that within myself. And we know that you relate to that, but it's just a whole other level of healing and empowerment.
Yeah, I find meditation is difficult for me to completely quiet my mind. And I tried transcendental meditation. I took, you know, a course, and I didn't fully resonate with it. It was fine, but I felt that Reiki to me has been my best connection to like a meditative state. So,
also a lot faster.
Yeah,
it's just a lot faster.
Yeah, and then TM.
Yeah. Just like, yeah, I don't know. I personally find it just a lot more faster and more effective than sitting in just meditation. I think that when you,
great. Yeah, and it helps you really tune into, like, as you know, you tune into your energy in such a way that you feel your own subtle energy. And so you know when something's off, your intuition gets super sharp. And a lot of people are really empathic probably in this community and can probably feel subtle energy from others around. And so a lot of people who are really empathic or sensitive are so tuned into the world around, but this lets you go inward. Like, how am I feeling? How's my energy state? What shifts am I noticing? And how can you kind of feel your power? You not kind of, but you really feel your power and how you can shift.
And that's such an empowering thing to be able to connect to your own source of power, and that's the biggest takeaway, especially as I think a woman right now in this world, being able to connect to your own divine feminine power is like a very
yes.
Oh my god. So yes, 100%.
So yes,
so much yes. Oh my god.
Thank you guys so much for talking about Reiki with the audience that wants to hear about it, and I'm thankful to those who stuck around to listen, because I think there is a community of people who are just want to learn, and I think you guys are definitely helping to do that with your program that you offer, and I hope that people are Googling Reiki after this.
Oh, I hope so.
Onto it.
We have one quick little question for you, and it's just one word. If you could choose one word to represent how you feel after your Reiki mastery journey, what would it be?
Peaceful.
Had a feeling you'd say that.
See? Intuitive.
Love that.
True. It's brought me a lot of inner peace, and that's something that you really can't put a price on, something like that.
So true. Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much, Lily, for your time and for everything. We love you so much, and we're so proud of you and honored that you wanted to hang out with us for so long.
Sure. And I'm still going to take you guys out to a steak dinner, which I'm very much planning.
Literally cannot wait.
Yes.
But thank you guys. Thank you so much. And I'm, again, so grateful that I don't think, nothing's a coincidence in my eyes. So there was definitely a reason why I stumbled upon your Instagram page when I did. And I'm really glad that I went on the journey with both of you, because there are, I'm sure many Reiki teachers out there, but I learned truly a lot from you both. And you offered such beautiful, unconditional love during such a personal and intense experience. So very thankful to both of you for being such beautiful teachers. And I obviously think about you both every day as I'm doing my practice and thinking about my masters who taught me something that is very, very, obviously very special to me. So thank you both.
We're always with you.
Yes. Thank you so much. And yeah, if anybody is interested in the program, you can obviously visit our Instagram page, website, and we have a special gift for everybody. We have our code Lily.
Woo! There's the code.
People can get a nice discount if they use it.
A gift.
Yeah.
A gift.
A gift.
It's amazing. And I encourage anyone who wants to, because they can purchase a session of just receiving Reiki with either of you, which if you're interested in going into Reiki or possibly becoming a master, trying that first, I think, is a great first step. So I highly recommend that to those.
Yes, absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Have a good night.
You as well.
Milo and I are gonna snuggle and order some food.
Oh, nice.
Love you, Milo.
Love that.
Yeah. Have a good night, guys, and thank you all for tuning in.
So much. Love you, Lily.